Alright, we're recording. We are recording. Hello, hello. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Jonathan, Stefy, and
the newest member.
New addition, Sonic Golden. Here he is. Here he is. And we have Mishka over here, and Aiden is in his own room. But we wanted to share our birth story vlog. Stefy, it's her birth story, so take it away.
Well, it's it's his birth story, but my experience and your experience.
Yeah, I was just the donor.
Yeah, it was a very crazy experience. All I have to say is basically, like if you're pregnant, just don't go in thinking like you should have your baby natural, because that's the only way. I think it's just whatever brings your baby healthy into this world, and as long as you're healthy and your baby's healthy, that's all that matters.
Okay, let's cut the politics out. Let's get to the chase here, because this is a long story.
It's gonna take a while. He's awake. So why don't you start it off a little?
Okay, I'll start it off. I was out working, just minding my own business, and I get a call from Stefy. She just went to the doctor's appointment. She's like, hey, we're having the baby today, or, you know, we have to go into the hospital. I was like, what? I was like, what? Hello? Are you serious? Are you serious? Like, we joke around a lot, but I asked her like 50 times,
he did.
For real? Yes. I have to cancel appointments. Are you sure? Are you sure?
Yeah.
And we ended up going to the hospital that day, and I had she actually had all of our gear and, hospital bag inside the car, because I said, hey, just take it just in case. We don't want to like go back home, come back.
Yeah, that was pretty funny, huh?
Yeah, I was like, just have it in the car just in case. And they ended up deciding to induce her, so we had to like scramble together. I met her at the hospital, and we went in.
Yeah, so basically it was just, I went to the doctor. I was just too big for my frame, and I was just in a lot of pain, very uncomfortable. He could tell it was just like time, pretty much. So he said, it was like a Thursday or something.
Yeah.
And he said, it's better if you go in now, because there's beds available. On the weekend, it's harder to get you in if we wait.
Yeah, this was a COVID baby. They put us in the house 24/7, locked us in, and we made a baby.
Yeah. So basically, yeah, that happened. We went to the doctor. We went to the hospital. We got taken in, and they started the process to induce me. They started me off with like a pill. I don't remember the name.
Visa?
Could be. Well, they started me with a pill to induce labor. I was only 3 centimeters dilated when I showed up to the hospital, and I was 3 centimeters dilated for a few weeks.
Yep.
Remember?
Yeah, no, there was no progress.
Yeah, there was no progress, so they started me on that pill, and everything was okay. It was moving slowly. They were giving me the pill every 4 hours, I believe. Mm-hmm. And Jonathan falls asleep, very nicely. And
on this shack couch, they don't move you to the real room. I mean, the delivery
that's
room.
That's the real room.
The delivery room was nicer than the one they moved us to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was sleeping on this little, a little couch on the side. I was doing some stripper pole things with her IV, and we were just trying to like kill time. And we were so excited, we couldn't even watch like TV or anything.
Yeah.
Because we were just so excited and anxious. But I fell asleep eventually. And that's when the magic started to happen, right?
The magic. So basically, I was, contracting. I was starting to feel everything, but it wasn't too bad. So I did not get an epidural yet. Everything kind of started moving, and I started falling asleep. When this happened, all of a sudden, 5 nurses come rushing into the room, and they don't tell me what's going on. I was kind of half asleep, kind of not, and they were just telling me to flip to the other side. They're pressing on my belly. They're telling me to get on all like 4, so like on my knees and hands. They're like touching.
I'm
pressing.
asleep. I don't hear anything.
He's asleep. Dead asleep. I'm still. They finally put me into, I think it was my left side, and they said, okay, you need to stay like this. Do not move. Your baby didn't like the medicine that we were giving you, so he didn't react well to it. But they didn't really say exactly like what happened.
Yeah, well, he just got stressed out, and the umbilical cord was around his neck and his arm. So like when she would lay certain positions, it would cut off the circulation, and then his heart rate would go down.
It would down to like pretty bad.
Yeah, it went down, stopped for a second, and then they flipped her over and they boop, 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 boop.
Yeah, so
it's scary.
It was really scary, but they didn't tell me that was what was happening at first when he was sleeping. They just said, oh, he didn't like the medication, so we're gonna like flush you out and then start you on Pitocin, which is usually what they start you on to induce labor really quick. What happened?
He's having flashbacks.
And so, so they flush me out with IV. They start me on Pitocin, and all of a sudden, same thing happens. But before that happened, I had just gotten the epidural. So at this point, I was numb.
I think we had to pause. We're on the epidural part. Hang on. We have to relocate him or do something.
Relocate. In my belly.
What's your side of the story, son?
What's your side? It was not nice.
He's like, screw this vlog.
Epidural. Oh.
Okay. So I got the epidural, and at this point I can't really feel anything below my waist down. So the nurses come rushing in again. Same thing happened. His heart rate completely dropped, stopped for a little bit. They were trying to flip me every way possible. They started to, I don't know what they were doing, but they were just doing a bunch of stuff to me. And finally one of the nurses, well, they kept calling my doctor, but they could not get a hold of my doctor. So finally one of the nurses said, you know what, we're gonna have to go into emergency C-section because you're not dilating at all. This baby's not coming out.
No.
He was not coming down. I was not dilating. Like, it was just, nothing was happening, and he was like not doing good. So they took all my jewelry off. I just remember they told Jonathan, like, oh, the nurse was like, Jonathan, you need to help me get all her jewelry off. Put this on. They put him, like, they gave him like the suit for surgeries. And next thing I know, they were reeling me out. Like, it was so quick.
Yeah, the doctor came in. You told her about that. No, you skipped that part, right?
So they couldn't find my, I said they couldn't get a hold of my doctor. So they, the doctor on call wasn't there either. I don't know. It was like really crazy, but everything happens for a reason. I love the doctor now that I go to, which was the doctor that performed my C-section. So he came in and he just talked to us. He said, you know, like, it's unfortunate we have to meet under the circumstances, but this is what's going to be best for you and your baby, and pretty much the only way.
Yeah, I just said there's a lot of risk with having a natural with the umbilical cord.
Well, there was no way because he was just not even coming down.
Yeah, and then she was in pain for 24 hours, like in labor, so it was.
Yeah, like my uterus was just expanding and expanding and expanding, and I wasn't nothing was happening, so that was really bad too, and I'll get to that in a second. So I go into a C-section, and I just remember the doctor said, okay, when we call Dad in, that's when I'm gonna start cutting. So I was just waiting, and then they said, all right, bring Dad in. And as soon as he said it, I don't even think I saw Jonathan come in. I felt, it wasn't painful, but you do feel. I felt him like cut. And Jonathan wasn't even in, like, where I could see him yet. I was like, wait, what? And then within seconds, Jonathan literally sat down and we heard Sonic.
Yeah, I'm like, everything's going to be okay. Wah. Okay, so bye, Stefy. Where's the baby?
Yeah, it was crazy. This doctor was amazing. He did I have nothing but good things to say about him. So they take Sonic out.
He was huge.
He was huge. He was 8 pounds,
Huge.
15 ounces, so almost 9 pounds. And I don't know what happened there because you were the one that were.
Yeah, and then more problems happened. So the way they come out with C-section is it's not natural, so they get fluid in their lungs. I guess because like the pressure and whatever. You got to Google it. But anyways, he got water in his fluid in his lungs, and he wasn't like breathing. It wasn't settling down for a while, so he was like.
Yeah, he was having a really hard time.
Irregular breathing, and so they said we have to watch him. We have to give him oxygen and make sure like all the fluid comes out. And they stuck some like tubes down there, and they were sucking out the fluid. So it was pretty scary. I wasn't really celebrating. I was just like, fix him, fix him.
Yeah.
So I was a little worried, but once he was cleared he didn't have to go to the NICU. He almost had to go there. Are you listening? Are you listening? Yeah. But yeah, he eventually settled down when Mom came in, and then he did the skin to skin, and he was crying, and he kind of cried out all the fluid. So that was good news. He's perfect.
Yeah,
he's perfect.
Strong baby. So while that was happening, I was getting stitched up from the C-section, and I started to feel really sick, like I needed to throw up. And so I told the doctor, and he said, okay, he said, throw up because we have a problem. So basically when you give birth to a baby, your uterus gets big as the baby is in your tummy. And then when you have the baby and give birth, your uterus shrinks back slowly, but it starts to shrink right away. Well, mine, because I was in labor for 24 hours and nothing was happening like at all, it overstretched. And so when they pulled him out, my uterus was not contracting back at all. Like it just stayed. So he said he had to sew it up. So basically he stitched that up, and that's what was making me really sick, because he was in there, trying to contract it, make it go back to like a normal size, or as normal as possible, and then stitch. And then I got all stitched up and was ready to go. But yeah, that was very traumatic. I lost a lot of blood too. He said I lost more than the average person.
Yeah. Yeah, you were looking pretty pale.
When I came out, I was so pale. I felt so weak. I felt just terrible. But I was just happy that we were both healthy. And yeah, that was basically it. The recovery was a little tough because when you have a C-section, you can't really do much. Like you can't lift, you can't go up and down the stairs, and we live in a 2-story house, so I was cooped up in our room for 6 weeks. Yeah,
a lot of clients were like, "Where's Jonathan?" Well,
yeah,
take care of my wife first.
Yeah, it was tough, but he's here. He's 4 months. He's almost going to be 5 months. He'll be 5 months next week, actually. And
he's healthy. He's 18 pounds.
He's huge. Pure
muscle and fat.
Yeah, his first tooth is starting to pop out in the bottom. So we already feel it a little bit. He already looks like he wants to walk.
Look at him. He wants to walk already.
Look at him. He wants to walk. He's doing great. He's rolling. So yeah, we're very happy. He's Jonathan's little twin.
Yeah, he's mine. No blood test required.
He's definitely Jonathan's little twin, and yeah, we're so happy.
Yeah, this was during COVID, so we didn't have any visitors. It was kind of tough. I snuck out to Starbucks like once or twice, and they would let you leave to the car, but once you go, you can't really.
Well, it was depending on what you tested. So it was back then. The rule was he was born March 24, 2021, and back then it was they only tested me for COVID.
I mean, I could have been.
Yeah, that was very weird. I mean, to each their own rules, but they tested me for COVID, and I was negative. If I was negative, he was allowed to go in and out of the hospital. But if I were to be positive, he would have to stay and not leave at all. So, but thankfully I was negative and he was able to go in and out. But yeah, no visitors or anything. So we just waited to be home.
Yeah, we were in there for 3 days, 3 or 4 days.
After he was born, we were there for 2 days. So we were there for like 3 or 4 days total, but that was from the day that we induced. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it was.
I didn't shower at all.
It was crazy.
I didn't smell that bad though, because I didn't move. I was just like.
It was like the craziest 4 days of our lives.
I know. Oh, we were like zombies. I was like, the funniest thing was I was pretending to sleep, but I was awake, and I would have the nurse change a couple diapers because I would just needed a break. And Stefy was like on bed rest, so she couldn't get up doing nothing. So I was doing everything for like the first 7 days, and then we had to bring you home.
Mm-hmm. And thankfully we have my mom, so shout out to my mom. She's been amazing. She's with us and she helps us out a lot, especially during that first month that was really hard for me because I was still recovering and couldn't really carry him or go down the stairs or anything. Like I don't know what I would do without her. So yeah.
We don't know what we do without you.
I know. This is Sonic. This is his first time in the vlog.
Say hi, guys.
Or in the channel.
Hi, YouTube. You looking?
And they grow so fast. They tell you that, but
he's a worm. He can't stop moving.
He doesn't stay still. But yeah, that's it.
Be sure to give this video a thumbs up.
Yeah, give us a thumbs up. Let us know what you want to see in the comments below. If you have any questions, maybe we can do like a, I don't know.
I want to do the next one about the dog, how the dog interacts with him and how they're getting along.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of people have dogs and worried about the baby, but thankfully Mishka has been doing great.
Yeah, so we can talk about that next vlog. We'll talk about introduction to dogs and a little more about Sonic and how he's doing. But yeah.
Bye, guys.
I'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye. We got work to do.
Let's get down to pushing. Hey, man. What are you doing? Color your eyes.
Yeah.
You hungry? Oh.